Hi, welcome to episode 110 of the Passionate Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There's a Ravelry group for the podcast. Come over, join, and thank you so much for being here. As you can see, my hair is gone. I just came home from the hairdresser. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy with this. Yeah, it's short. We'll see how it works. I haven't had my hair this short in a long time. I had basically the exact same haircut when I was like 18. And I had it, oh, that was not a good idea, was it? I had it dyed black with red strips in it. So what did I do? I destroyed it. Okay. Now, gonna not touch it for a bit. So, okay, new hair. I'm very happy with it. Okay, now, what I'm wearing is no hand knits because, like I said, I just came home from the hairdresser and I didn't want to get my cut hair stuck in my sweaters. Knitting in the past, I have nothing to show because of this thing that I have to wear. I'm going to talk about this now because this is the reason why I don't have a lot of stuff to show. When we were in Scotland, I hurt my arm or my wrist while we were in the car rental. And I was, I had slid down in my seat and I wanted to hoist myself back up like you do. And I put my hand on the middle thingy in the car. And as it was a rental, I didn't know anything about the car. And that thing just slid away. So I actually hurt my wrist like this with my full weight on it. And it did hurt a bit in the beginning and it didn't stop. So it's basically not the best thing. So I went to the doctor and he said you should wear a brace for a while. And if it doesn't go away, you will have to get really checked out. So yeah, I hope it goes away. Okay, now for knitting in the present, I have two projects that I worked on. I finished the front for the tabular sweater. That is this sweater here. It's from Pom Pom magazine, issue number 23. The pattern is by Maya Müller, which sounds very German to me. And I would show a picture if I could find it. Here it is. So this is the sweater. I really like it, but yeah, it left me scratching my head a bit because it looked horrible when I finished it because the bottom pieces just stuck out like little tails. I had my problems with these things up here because the pattern says you actually pick up stitches on one side, knit up and attach it while knitting up or down, and then do grafting for the rest. I ripped this out 3 times. The first 2 times I ripped it out because it looked horrible on the front, but very nice on the back. So what I ended up doing, I did it the other way around. So I picked up the stitches here, knit all the way up, and attached it on the back, on the wrong side of my knitting. And this is what the actual front should have looked like, and this is the look I got on the back. So I decided to do it the other way around. And for the top, I didn't do a grafting. I just kind of picked up the stitches and did a knit-on bind-off thing. Now I'm very happy. So the first 2 times I had to rip it out, it was because it just looked awful. And the third time was because I'm an idiot and I cannot read. So I did way too many of these rows. So yeah, I'm now very happy with it. So the front of the sweater looks like this right now. I blocked it aggressively to get these edge straight at the bottom and to give this thing some shape because it looked horrible. I have a picture up on my Instagram. You can check that out if you want to. So yeah, I'm very happy with it right now. All of the bits for the topped things here are hand spun. This is Gifts of Grace hand spun that I bought. This is my hand spun and this is also my hand spun. And the main yarn is hand dyed alpaca from Drachenwolle. So yeah, back is done. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to count the stitches again for 10 centimeters, and then I'm going to do a bit of math, and then I'm going to decide which size to knit for the back and the sleeves, because someone got in contact with me and said, you know what, I really have problems with this. You should check this out before you start. So that's what I will do. But yeah, the rest of the sweater will be brown. And I think it will be very nice when it's finished. But yeah, it left me scratching my head a bit, which, you know, because it just did not make sense to me at all. Yeah. This thing on my arm, very restricting. I hate it. I hope it can go away. So the other thing I have actively on the needles is the Marled Mania cardigan by Stephen West. This is what it looks like. That's what I'm knitting on. And this is no pattern that I'm showing. It's just the general information. So I have finished the collar, which took forever. I've cut it off. Now this here was a full skein of sock yarn before I started. It's not anymore. This is all rib. So this is the collar, and it is big. But it's done. I'm going for a size small because that's what Linda did. And also, and I like her style and the fit. You know, I'm a bit bigger in every dimension as her, but Stephen West writes in his pattern that he did a size medium and he's a lot bigger than me. So yeah, I'm going for a size small for this one. The collar is done. The problem is, and why I have not worked on it since, is because I haven't wound a single skein of my yarn yet. So yeah, I have to do some winding before I can get on with the actual sweater. The yarns that I'm using for the collar and then ultimately for the cuffs is Elfenwolle that I received in a clubs a long time ago. And this is Drops Alpaca Silk. That's this fuzzy thing here, because he actually asks for an alpaca stuff from Ching Fiber. And I wanted to use up all stash, and this was the only thing I had to get. And I just decided to go for a cheap option because, you know, that's what I did. I like it. I really like it. It does not irritate me, which is surprising, to be honest. I could not have done it with mohair because mohair and me, we just don't mix. So yeah, that is my actual projects that I have on the needles. And yeah, after I mount the yarn, I can continue knitting on it, but I didn't wind it so far, so it's not going to happen. Now, I have to get used to this short hair and not having to put it away all the time. For knitting in the future, I didn't write down anything because I have so much on the needles. I realized that I have 5 sweaters on the needles that are green or brown, or both. I have the Ira, that's green. The Tabular is green and brown. The Maud Magic will be green and brown with a bit of orange. Then I have the Throwback where I'm spinning the yarn for it. I'm going to show in a second. That is going to be green and brown. And I have the Arrows Down colorwork yoke sweater on the needles that I started like 2 years ago. I have not touched since. That's also green and brown. So I might do 5 green and brown sweaters and nothing else, which sounds super boring. So yeah. Also, I have so many things I want to cast on and nothing really excites me. And I think it's because of this shit thing, because I have to leave this on for the majority of the day and I cannot knit with it. I tried, it's not possible. So yeah. I'm sorry, this is going to be a ranty episode. Now, I have some long hair here that is irritating me and it belongs over here. Okay, now, okay, good. Knitting in the future, like I said, no real plans. I have put together, of course, kits for sweaters galore, but I just, yeah. I don't know. I really want to start the Sode cabled sweater, but I just couldn't get my brain to wrap around starting something complicated. I don't know. Now, I have spinning. I did some spinning. I'm so excited. I have it in my wonderful, beautiful box here. Now, this is the fiber I'm spinning. I think I showed it last time. This is a combo spin out of all different browns that I wanted to really mix. So this is the remaining fabric, the remaining fiber, and I have 3 bobbins finished. I finished all 3 of these at the spinning retreat that I went to, and this is what they look like. Wait, I'm gonna try to get my hands away. So here we are. This is not my best spinning job, I have to say. I was rushing because I really wanted to just finish something, but I think it's going to be nice in the end. And also, I'm not too worried because the yarns I'm going to use for the yoke, this is one of them. I spun this long draw, so this is very uneven, as is this because it was spun long draw. So if this is uneven, it's just, you know, fits in with the theme of the sweater. So yeah, 3 bobbins down. I think I have like 4 to go. I don't know, but this is what I will work on primarily in the next few weeks because I really want to start the sweater and I just want to spin. So yeah, I'm just going to spin. Speaking of spinning, I have new stuff. So exciting! I'm so happy with this. I bought myself a little present. And when I say little, I mean little. Look! It is so sweet and cute. I bought myself the Eel Wheel Mini. That is an electric spinning wheel. And it fits on the palm of my hand. I mean, granted, I have gigantic hands, but still. Can you see? It's smaller than my hand. It is so, so cute. I have not started. I've not tried it out yet because I just didn't have time. And also, I needed to knit something that I cannot show because I had to send it out that I did knit something. It was a community blanket square that I had to do. So, yeah, all my crafting time that I can allow myself to have went into this community blanket square. But now, yeah, this will be tested tomorrow probably. So it is the Eel Wheel Mini. It is made by a company called Dreaming Robots. And it is super sweet. And it is super cheap, actually. I have spindles that were more expensive than this. Which isn't gloating. It's just, you know, if you're looking for a little electric spinning wheel, this is perfect. It is $70 plus shipping. And you get 3 bobbins with it. One is attached, 2 extras. These hold around an ounce each for every non-American. That's around 25 grams. Then you get this little maintenance kit and a plug. And what I also ordered to go with it was a USB adapter cable. So I can put it on a power bank or put it on in the car. I'm going to try that. So Tim thought it was his, so I had to tell him that it's not his and he cannot play with it. So yeah, I will talk about this more as soon as I tried it, but it fits in this basket, you know, all of it is in this basket. I'm so happy. I wanted one of these ever since I heard about it, really. And now I have it. That was my reward for doing all the canning. Because another reason why there was absolutely no real knitting, I had help from my mom, thankfully, but my mom and me, we canned all the fruit from our garden. And you know, I have a very small garden, but I have 3 very big grapevines and I have a very effective apple tree. So we made a lot of stuff. And yeah, I did nothing but choosing and canning and jamming and for 4 days. And I didn't knit in the evenings because I was just done. So yeah. Now, what else? New stuff. I'm still in new stuff. I ordered a bit more stuff. So I have to put the lid back on here. I'm sorry this is very confusing and I'm very zzz today, but it was either going to be this or nothing at all. So I decided to go with this. I received this beautiful skein of sock yarn from my friend Katrin. Because actually just no reason at all. I just received it. So yeah, it made me very happy. It's a very colorful skein of yarn and I'm actually thinking of pairing it with a black and do some kind of color work. I'm not sure yet. I also received my Hedgehog Fibers Potluck Club. It's the second installment for this. It's the second package for this round, and I'm gonna have one more. So here they are, my 3 skeins of Hedgehog Fibers. Like I said, they're all potluck colorways. That's a DK weight, that is a single, and this is normal sock yarn, and I love all three of those. These will all stay with me because they are gorgeous. I love hedgehog in general, but sometimes in the last few packages that I received, I always had one skein that was navy blue, bright pink, paired with something. And I can't do navy blue and I cannot do hot pink. They just look awful on me. So I'm very happy that this package just is perfect. The other thing that I rewarded myself with, not really, I just wanted to get it, is a sweater kit from Craftsy actually. And it is for a Bristol Ivy cardigan that is called the Through Stone sweater. And it's for a knit along that Craftsy is hosting that I'm not taking part of, but I wanted to have the kit. So this is the sweater. It's a colorwork yoke cardigan. And I think what it is you knit it as a sweater and then you can decide if you want to steek or not. That's what I think. I haven't actually looked at the pattern. And the way that they are doing it is that you can choose your colors yourself. So I decided to go with the same main color, which is this oatmeal colorway. The yarn is Cloudborn Fibers Highland Sport. The colorway is Taupe Heather. So that's my main color. And for the colorwork yoke, I decided on these three colors because, you know, I don't do blue. So it's the same yarn, of course. Then I have Autumn Heather, Maize Heather, and Moss. So these three, the colorwork to go with this. I think this is going to be really nice. And I got it when Craftsy had a sale and they had their kits on sale and it was really nice. Price-wise, I'm very happy with that. So that is my new stuff. It's a lot of new stuff considering that I have so much stuff. And as you can see, I'm back in my craft room because I did clean this craft room, which means there's sewing. But first, reading, listening, watching. I'm so sorry. I'm so out of who. Maybe she cut my brain out as well. I'm not sure. Okay, I did a little bit of reading just like 2 hours ago when I was waiting to get called on the chair. So no, nothing to report on. For listening, I started listening to podcasts again. And I have not really listened to podcasts ever. So started to listen again is kind of wrong because I never have listened to podcasts. But I started listening to podcasts and I accumulated a long list of things that I want to try out. And the first thing that I listened to, and which I probably listen to lots of times, is The Great Leap Years by Stephen Fry. And it is about inventions that really brought humanity forward big time. So yeah, that's just Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry. I love Stephen Fry. What else can I say? And for watching, I actually have stuff for watching. My husband and I, we watched Suicide Squad for the first time. When I saw the first trailer, I was really excited. And then the first reviews came in and I was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll wait. And then we waited a bit more. And now it's on Netflix here in Germany. And we watched it and it's shit. So I was so excited about it and it just was not a good movie. I'm sorry. It was not good. Although I have to say, I loved Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. That was the best part about the movie. Everything else just like, meh. And also, after that, we wanted to watch one episode just to, you know, have some laughs and get something good in on that evening. And we watched season 2 of Travels with My Father with Jack Whitehall. And it is 5 episodes, half an hour each, and we wanted to watch one of them just to brighten our moods, and we watched all 5. I went to bed very late, and it was so worth it. It's just so funny. I loved it. I loved the first season when they were in Southeast Asia. This time they are in Eastern Europe, and it's just hilarious. So if you have Netflix, you should watch Travels with My Father from Jack Whitehall because it's amazing. Now, actual sewing. Lots of sewing. I made things, and all the things I made are made with jersey knit fabric. So the first thing that I did, I made a pair of pants for my son. This is, these have been worn and washed already. So this is the Ras, which is a pattern by Nähfrosch. She's a German indie pattern maker. The small child sizes are free and the adult sizes are free. But the actual children sizes, you know, toddler to teen, are paid for pattern, and I bought the pattern because this is one piece of fabric. You cut one piece of fabric on the fold, and then you do a bit of origami, and you end up with a pair of sweatpants. So, and I have made lots of these for Tim in the past. So yeah, I just made it. I put it together on the serger, and because I was too lazy to do a twin needle, I just popped in a zigzag stitch and zigzagged it on. That's it. So this is the Ras by Nähfrosch. And I made a sweater as well for Tim. And this is the Jonte by Lolletroll, another German indie pattern maker. And I changed one thing, and that is I did not attach a neckband because I had downloaded the pattern months and months ago, and I printed out the pieces, and I thought, yeah, you can make that up. It's no big deal. You don't need to have instructions. And I don't. I made the sweater without instructions, but it should have had a neckband, an attached neckband, so the neck would have been a bit smaller. Now it's quite wide, but it's okay. So this is the fabric that I used. I love it. I think it's very cute. The sleeves are normal jersey fabric, and this here is actual a thin sweat. So it's a nice sweater for fall. I made it extra long because my child is very thin and very long. So yeah, that's the Jonte by Lolletroll. And then I decided to make things for myself, and I made a pair of joggers because I really need some. When I'm at home, I live in t-shirts and sweatpants. That's just what I do. And my sweatpants are all just, you know, falling apart. They're just, it barely hold it together. So I wanted to make some for a long time. And then I bought the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book, and they have a very nice pair of joggers in here. They're called the Stella joggers, to go with the Stella hoodie for a, you know, sweatpants suit thing. So I made these pants here. I'm very happy with them. The only problem I'm having is I would not consider myself to be very big, but I had to make the second to largest size. So if you are a lot bigger than me, you cannot make this pattern, which I think is very sad because I don't feel like I am super big. So if you're very tiny, you can make everything, but if you're not, you can't. So here they are. These are my new sweatpants. They are very loud, I know, but I used fabric that I had because it's the first time I made them. I wasn't sure if they were going to fit, and yeah, they do fit. I love them. I'm gonna make many more. So here's the fabric. This fabric here is from Hamburger Liebe. It's a German fabric designer, and these cuffs, I have no idea. The only thing I'm going to change in the future, because I have, what is it? It's like 3 centimeter wide elastic, and the elastic casing is for even bigger elastic that I don't have. So I'm going to just make the waistband to this width. So, you know, instead of this, but it's fine. I don't really mind. It has pockets here, very nice ones. And also I'm very proud of this because it's, you know, nothing that anyone will ever see. But I have to show you the place where all the seams in the crotch meet. Can you see how perfect they align? I'm quite proud of that. Which might be a stupid thing to be proud of, but I'm very proud of that. So yeah, I made a pair of sweatpants. I'm gonna make a lot more because first of all, I have a huge stash of knit fabric, and second of all, I just need them because mine are, like I said before, falling apart. But yeah, the short hair I have to get used to, I have to say. I've had it long for such a long time that I'm just now I feel a bit lost. But it's good. So the other thing is over here. I decided to use the fabric that I bought specifically for this pattern. You know, finally get it out. So this is the Molly top and dress by Sew Over It. It's from their first ebook, and the dress version looks like this. So here it is, top and a dress. It's the same pattern. And I have made 2 Molly tops before, and I love them. I think they fit me wonderfully. I did I changed it to fit my body, so I just love them. So I actually made the dress first, but I'm gonna talk about the sweater because it's just hanging there. It's my colors, can you tell? Very much my colors. So I bought this fabric specifically to do a Molly top, and I think it turned out amazing. I have to do all the twin needling, that's why it's still here, but I love it. I think this turned out really nice. I tried to align the neckband to the fabric as much as I can. It did not work out so well for the top, but it worked out wonderfully for the dress. I'm going to show that in a minute. So yeah, this is the top. Cutting and sewing so far, an hour. This is so quick. I love it. And then I made, actually before that, I made the dress. And here it is. I have to change something about the length because my husband pinned it, but he is wonderful and does stuff like that. But he pinned it a bit short, I think, for me. Not for his taste. He would love it like that, but yeah, no. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit longer. But yeah, so here's the dress version. It's basically the same fabric, but for this fabric, the black and gray columns are the same width, and they're not for the yellow and gray. Also, on the yellow and gray, I have the columns running down instead of up, but I don't mind because it is the same for all the sweaters. So I think it turned out okay. So yeah, here's the dress. And can you tell how proud I am about this neckband attachment? It's wonderful. Ooh, the sleeve is almost in my coffee. Ha! So yeah, this is the dress. It also just needs the hems, or the hem and the sleeves hemmed. So that's going to get done sometime this weekend, I hope, because I really want to have both of these finished. So that is now it for sewing. I have lots of things finished and these things almost finished. So very happy and excited to finally get back to sewing because I cleaned not the whole room, that would be a lie, but I cleaned the table so I can now come back down here to sew. Okay, for everything else, 2 things. The next VKN, which is short for Virtual Knit Night, is tomorrow night. That is Saturday, the 27th of October. We're going to meet at 9 p.m. Berlin time. And there will be a link in the Ravelry group that you just have to click on and then you are there. The only thing you should, well, you don't have to worry now, you have to worry next week. This weekend, we're turning time back. We're going to turn back time for an hour for winter time. But it does not affect the VKN because we're turning the clocks back during that night. So yeah, it's just click on the link, be there. I'm very excited to see you all. And then my favorite part, no, it's not really. It's the last few minutes that I use to talk about feelings and mental health and physical health and everything that comes with it. So if you're interested in that, happy for you to stay. If you're not, I'm also happy for you to leave. So I have found that a lot of people really like what I do in the end of the podcast recently. And if it does help just one person to feel better about themselves and to not feel like they're alone with everything that's going on, it's worth it. So if you don't like it, just go. That's, it's the easiest thing to do. So I wanted to talk a bit about my general feeling, I think. I did a lot of canning, like I said, last week with my mom. And I was very emotional during that week because we lived in this house for 5 or 6 years now. So we've done the canning for 6 years. And every year, my husband manages to have to go to work, away for work during that week. And yeah, it sounds intentional. It's not. But, I give him a hard time about it anyways. So, the last years, every year, my dad came to help me with this. And of course, he did not last year because he died. And also, he was in hospital before that. So, we didn't do a lot last year. My husband and I, we did a little bit on the day that my dad actually died, just to distract ourselves from the doom that was hanging above us. So doing it this year for the first time without my dad was very weird. And I was talking to my friend Leanne, and she said, it's the last first you had. It's the last time I had to do something for the first time without my dad being here. And I don't know how to feel about that. I crossed the 1 year mark, and it was not as awful as I thought it would be, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not. This is all just so but yeah, the canning week was a bit emotional. It was a bit weird, but I'm thankful that my mom was here because we did a lot. We had so much fruit this year because of the amazing summer we had. So yeah, but yeah, that was that. And also there was something else that just popped into my head, and it's gone now, so I'm not sure what I wanted to talk about, but what was it? I don't remember. See, I'm losing it. I don't know what's going on. What was that? I don't know. Okay, so now one last thing about the hair. I wanted to have my hair cut shorter for a very long time, but my hair is awful, as you probably know if you watch this podcast. It's very thin, and it's, after I gave birth, it broke off. It just broke. And for a long time now, I wanted to cut my hair a bit shorter, and my hairdresser, who's a very honest person, always said, your hair is so thin. If you really cut it short, it's very high maintenance for you to not look like an idiot. So, and today when I went in, I said, so what do you think about the short hair? And she said, you know what? I think we can do it. Your hair is growing back wonderfully, and it's very strong again, which, it wasn't for a very long time. And I hope that you can tell, I can tell when I look at it, when I touch it, that it is very full compared to what it was. And, for my head, it's very full. Others might still look at it and say, almost bald, but yeah, for me, it's a very good achievement. And I think that is also down to feeling better inside. I think that a lot of that translates to what your body does. So yeah, all in all, I'm in a good place right now, and I'm starting to feel better about a lot of things. So that's good. And yeah, if you ever feel like there's no one there you can talk to, because I get that feeling a lot. I sometimes feel like I'm alone and no one is here, and no one just no one cares, because I'm not sure why, but my family seems to think that I'm made of wood and I don't have feelings. I'm always regarded as the heartless one in the family because, I'm just honest and very focused when it needs to be, but not all the time. So yeah, I'm regarded as the heartless one, so I feel like no one really cares what's going on inside. But if you feel like that ever, and you need someone to talk to, just someone to listen to you and be there, just contact me and get in touch, and I will be there for you, because I would have hoped that people would be there for me as well. So I have to learn how to end my podcast on a positive note again, because this this has all gone wrong. I didn't want that. So yeah, I have nothing funny to show and talk about right now, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna go, because I want to go and have lunch with my colleagues, because they invited us over. So we're going to go to a Chinese restaurant, and then I'm going to listen to the SW1-Hitparade, which, if you are in southern Germany, you have to. It's this week. Today's the last day. which means that there's just good music all day long. So that is what I will do. I will spend the rest of my day listening to music and enjoying myself. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time. And I will talk to you again, hopefully next week. Until then, enjoy everything you do. Bye.